What is good, my people? I am JU. It's another beautiful day, and today we have what I learned from women in Colombia. Let's get right into it. Now, there's two major ethnicities of Latin women that you're going to find in Colombia, and it's going to be mostly Venezuelans and Colombian women, right? There's going to be some Brazilians and some women from other surrounding countries there also, but the majority is going to be Venezuelans and Colombians. One of the first things I learned going to Colombia is that feminine women are actually abundant. Now, of course, like everywhere, they do have a few masculine women, but compared to here in America, it's very much the minority of women that are actually like acting masculine in certain situations, and it's usually like coming from a disgruntled whore or like some women that was like a street girl. She was working and she didn't feel like she got paid. That's the only time you really see like a woman like actually getting all loud and getting aggressive with the guys if she's felt like she was done wrong. But for a majority of the regular women with working jobs, like the feminine woman, she's definitely abundant there. It definitely works more in your favor if you are someone that's trying to understand the culture and you are moving like confidently, because these women, like I said, very feminine, very approachable also. Like your LMS, your looks, money, status, it does matter somewhat, but we'll get to that in the next point. But for the majority of the women there, even if you're not the best looking guy, you overweight, or you're a little rough looking, they will still have a conversation with you. They're not gonna completely ignore you. It's not, they don't have that uh thing that you see a lot of times in America, where like some women feel like they're just better than people. So the next thing is about your LMS, right? And yes, to some of the women there, especially like the whores, it's gonna matter. In these type of places, you have the local prices and you have the prices, the gringo prices, right? The prices they give you when they feel like you're green. And when it comes to the whores, the hookahs, they often try to overcharge men when they feel like they can get away with it. So if a guy is a little bit overweight, or he doesn't seem like he has too much options, or he's a little bit older, they will try to charge him more than they would charge a guy that's in shape. Seems like he got options, doesn't seem like he's really pressed over them, and that they know that, this guy, he doesn't have to pay me. He could go get his own woman. Now, when it comes to the regular woman, the ones with real jobs, the ones that have good family structures, and they not really trying to leave their country, come back to America. These women, your looks and money and status will matter somewhat, but more often than not, it's going to just be about how confident you are as a man. And learning some of their language also helps a lot. It goes a long way when it comes to like you actually trying to meet a woman that you want to take the long term, because if you can talk to her and communicate with her in her language, and you meet her family and you can speak to them well, that goes a long way, rather than the guy that's just passing through and he's just trying to date somebody for a little short fling. If you're the type of guy where you're going to one of these places and you're looking for something long term, knowing the culture, it definitely helps. Knowing the language definitely helps. Being in shape, having money and all this stuff, it's gonna help you when it comes to just catching more eyes, and you're not really having to chase the women, and you just being able to approach any woman, especially like some of the more like 9s and 10s type of woman. Like, yeah, they'll talk to any guy, but it's gonna be a lot easier for you to get a date out of her, or to get more of her time out of her, if you are like improving yourself and on top of what you need to be on top of. Basically what I'm saying, no matter if she's a street girl or if she's a regular girl, if you're like a superior guy and you are on top of what you need to be on top of, you're going to get a lot more respect. The next thing I learned is that these women, they love to be in their feminine energy. From all the types of women out there, from the old to the young, you will see them. They like to dance. They like to be courted. They like to be taken out. They like for men to approach them. It's you see them blushing and stuff when you try to talk to them, especially like if you don't know the language, but you're trying. You're not just like Google translating and showing her the phone and stuff. They find all of that stuff very attractive, and they just like for a man to be a man, open the doors, take them places, plan the dates, tell them what they're gonna do and where they're gonna go. And they like to cook for guys because these women, they don't have much else to offer you besides their bodies and just their feminine energy. And a lot of times that feminine energy involves showing you a good time, showing you their country, taking you to certain different beaches, and also cooking for you. The next thing I learned, and this is more so a lot of the street girls, but some of the regular girls too, they love our culture. And by our culture, I'm talking about like as far as American culture, black culture, pop culture. They love it, and a lot of it they don't understand. Like I've seen the street girls, like they turn up to like sexy red songs and like a lot of the music that I kind of go against and I speak against. But a lot of times they really don't even know what they're saying in the songs. And it's different from how it is over here. Like the older women, the ones going to the clubs, they'll know the words to the songs and they'll be singing it, but they're not taking it and bringing that around their kids. Here in America, we don't care. Like we have women who are listening to this music around little girls and girls in like teenage years and younger and around babies and stuff like that. So it's a lot different here. Like the woman in Colombia, no matter if she's a street girl or a regular girl, she's not going to be listening to that type of music around her kids. But a lot of them do listen to our music. They do like our culture. And I just think American culture is like the standard for what's cool around the world. So that's kind of going to be everywhere. The next is they love their own culture. They love their food. They love their music. They love wearing their flags proudly, no matter if she's Brazilian, she's Venezuelan, she's Colombian. She's gonna love her own culture. And that's why if you're a man, you're trying to entertain a woman seriously in one of these places, you gotta be interested in the culture. And that's what we talk about. Like, how do you become an interesting person? You just have to be interested in other people, and that will make people want to talk to you, and that will make people want to show you things. They love their traditional dances. Like I said, they love their food. They would rather, 9 times out of 10, they rather go to a club with their music rather than American music. It's just the street girls. They know they're gonna find a guy with more money if they go to a club with the American music. And a lot of the times, the ones with good families, they're not trying to leave their country for real. Maybe they will because they know their parents will be proud of them to make it to America and become successful. But a lot of times, they'll be a lot more hesitant if she's a good girl to really try to like leave her country. Rather than you have a lot of girls that are street girls, they probably have a boyfriend that is Colombian or Venezuelan, and they trying to make it here so they can bring their family here, and they'll be trying to like finesse a lot of these older guys into getting those green cards and visas for them. And the last thing I learned from women in Colombia, that when you have a culture of people and it's seen like a third world country and they have less technology, usually the women are just going to be harder workers. Like even the street girls, like they're going to be outside every day trying to get their money. The girls with regular jobs are going to be working long hours almost every day trying to get their money. So you got to understand, if you go to one of these places, you really just got to catch a woman on the right day, because you might approach a woman at a restaurant or in the mall, and that might be her only day off, or she might like have only one day off that week, or especially if she has kids, then it's going to be hard for her to actually get time to see you. So you're going to have to spend a lot of time in these places if you want to develop a serious relationship. You can't just be a weekend warrior and think you're going to get a girlfriend. You're probably going to end up as Western Union Poppy and just sending money and sending money. So just realize these women, they don't have a lot of technology. They're not spending all day on Instagram, YouTube. Like, they have these things, but mind you, in these countries, a lot of times they don't have no unlimited data when it comes to their cell phone. So if they're on the internet, it's probably at home. They're not spending too much time just throughout the day on their phone, on the internet, unless they're on Wi-Fi. So you just got to understand that there's also going to be a lot more substance when it comes to these women. Like, a lot of them do spend a lot of time at the gym. They work on their bodies. Curves are very celebrated in these countries. So it's normal for women to wear like certain types of like tight clothing. And also it's very hot in these places, right? So it's like their minds ain't as over sexualized as ours, because we see women cover up all the time, and it's just taboo for women to wear certain things here. Rather than over there, it's hot. So everybody basically naked down there all day. So you just grow up with a different mindset about like your curves and your body. And, I feel like that's okay. It's just, you just got to be a guy to want to go to a place and understand and learn the culture. So yeah, man, this is just a video, things I learned from women in Colombia. I do have a lot of vlogs in Colombia on my main channel. Some of them are very degenerate. So if you're trying to stay focused and not trying to like see a bunch of things that might trigger you to do some things you're not supposed to be doing, then definitely don't go. But if you think you can control yourself, then I invite you to go over there. It's no pressure though. We just here on this channel just to talk about women from around the world, women in America, and just things, more so really just things that we can do to improve ourselves. I just like to give guys different perspectives. As always, love y'all.